Ghouls and Gals, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Hillary, and if you are a returning subscriber, well, you are now a crazy hilly. And if any of you guys want to be crazy hillies yourselves, all you guys got to do is click that subscribe button, and then boom, you're a crazy hilly too. Tonight we're going to be covering a story that I just learned about, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys because it's actually pretty creepy. So without further ado, we're going to be covering the Paul Byrne and the Jean Harlow house. So I'm going to get started on a little bit of the backstory here. The Paul Byrne and the Jean Harlow house was located in Los Angeles, Hollywood. Jean Harlow was an up-and-coming starlet, and she was just starring in a film called Hell's Angels, which would move the era from the silent films to talkies.
Hello, Daddy. Daddy, this is Carol. Get ready for a big surprise. I'm going to be married.
It was the 1930s, and with these movies, Jean Harlow quickly became one of Hollywood's blonde bombshells. She was super hot. Jean, who never dated fellow actors, actually shocked Hollywood when all of a sudden she started going out with Paul Byrne, who was an MGM executor, big shot. He had brown hair. He was kind of short, and he was 22 years her senior, so that's kind of why everyone was like... The couple got married in 1932, and already there was rumors going around about their relationship, about how Paul was abusive and just like... So Paul and Jean moved into a house that Paul had gifted Jean, like this whole house, for their wedding, and they moved into there, and everything was kind of like not so great. You know, he was kind of abusive, and things were going pretty downhill. Just 4 months after their marriage, Paul was actually found dead in the house. He was completely naked, and he was found dead by their butler. He was found laying on the floor, dead from a bullet wound to his head. Supposedly, he had shot himself while looking in the mirror, and he was drenched in Jean's perfume, so weird vibes. A suicide note was actually found in the bedroom, not far away from the body, but this is where things are getting a little sketchy because the gardener at the house said that that was not Paul's writing. So he felt very strongly that it was actually murder. Now, to make it even weirder, there was also a female bathing suit, 2 wine glasses, and a blood spot that was found near the pool. So it kind of looks like, you know, while Jean was away, Paul started to play, if you know what I'm saying. It was kind of looking like murder. It seemed that, you know, there was possibly a female that he was entertaining who could have possibly shot him in the head, and he didn't actually take his own life in front of the mirror. Right after the murder, the butler that found Paul's naked body laying on the ground, instead of calling the police, he actually called MGM instead. So the first people on the scene were obviously co-workers of Paul, and we don't know why he did that. It kind of seems like things were a little bit staged. Quickly, rumors kind of started to spread about all this weirdness happening at the murder scene, and Paul's ex-girlfriend was actually kind of blamed for this whole thing. He was supporting her financially, paying for her, and then she commits suicide right after, so we never actually found out if it was her that murdered him. Also, it being the 30s, you know, you can't exactly do DNA testing, so we still don't know if she killed him. Maybe she jumped off because she was feeling guilty for shooting her ex-boyfriend. Now, tragically, just 5 years after her husband's death, Jean actually died at the age of 26 from uremic poisoning, and it was said that Paul had beat her so badly that it damaged one of her kidneys inside her body, causing the poisoning and her to just drop dead 5 years after he died. Subsequent owners of the Byrne and Harlow house, so people that bought the house obviously after they passed, have all said that they felt strange things happen in this house. They thought it was haunted, you know, nightmares, weird spectral images. But this is where the story takes a really weird turn, because the Jean and Harlow house was actually purchased by Jay Sebring. And if you don't know who Jay Sebring is, oh, I got chills. Jay Sebring was a hairdresser to the stars, but he was actually also involved with Sharon Tate. And he purchased this house while him and Sharon Tate were dating, and they are actually victims of the Manson family murders in the 60s. While living in that house, one well-known sighting was Sharon Tate thought that she saw the ghost of Paul Byrne in the house. Jay Sebring had bought this house in the mid-1960s, and I don't know if most of you know, Jay Sebring and Sharon Tate were murdered by the Manson family in 1969. So 9 years after they purchased this house, they were murdered themselves. Sharon Tate, who was staying in Jean Harlow's old bedroom at the time, claimed that she saw the ghost of Paul Byrne in the room, and he was just walking around what she described as looked like he was searching for something. And then he kind of just dissipated. Now, Sharon, obviously terrified of what she saw, quickly left that room and then was shocked. Shivers ran up her arms. She was terrified of what she would see next, and what she saw next was a ghostly apparition of Jay Sebring tied to the railing of their staircase. The ghost form of Jay kind of seemed like he was struggling to stay alive. He was bleeding from several slashes to his throat and just clinging to life, tied to this stair post. Now, Sharon didn't understand what she saw then, but a lot of people are saying that what she saw was a premonition. Well, after this sighting of what she saw to be Jay bound to the railing, Jay, who was not dead, and Sharon Tate would actually be murdered by the Charles Manson family in 1969. And the way that they found Jay's body, he was actually tied to a banister on the stairwell. So what Sharon saw and shared with her friends kind of came true. Now, the Byrne and Harlow house still stands today. It's located in Beverly Hills, and obviously it has a creepy past, you know? There's still people to this day that think it's haunted by Jean Harlow and her husband Paul Byrne, and not to mention that after that, you know, Sharon Tate and Jay Sebring were murdered, and in that house was where Sharon saw the murder of Jay Sebring. After that, Sharon didn't stay with Jay. She obviously moved on to Roman Polanski. She was pregnant and then came to a really bad demise, but it gives me the shivers to think that you saw something like that happen and you think, I just saw something weird or, and then all of a sudden, the premonition happened. It came true. It all comes down to, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this house was haunted? Do you think that something dark may have clung to the residents and that's why all these murders took place? Do you think it's a weird coincidence that Sharon Tate stayed in this house before her demise? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Feel free to give me a like or subscribe if you want to. Join this Crazy Hilly family if you guys are interested. See you guys next week, and I hope you enjoyed.